So this is one of the greatest challenges that we face today, because we live in a civilization that is very ideological. It's very ideological. And it wants to put the stamp of its ideology on everything, on the words we use, on the concepts we have, on the values we have. And this is one of the greatest challenges that you and I face. Of course, we are concerned with our children. We're concerned with drugs. We're concerned with these other problems, and we can't take our eye off the ball. We have to take care of those problems. We have to learn how to live successfully in this time. But at the same time, we have a scholarly obligation, because scholars bear an obligation that is enough to break anybody's back. And many of you are scholars, and some of you are not scholars. That means that you don't carry the same burden on your back. It's good for your back. Okay? But those of us who have knowledge, and many of you have great knowledge, I know that. We have a huge burden on our back, because we need to begin to articulate, how do we think? What are the words we use? How do we think about the past? And there are many things in the past that you will never find in the history books at all. Even good history books. For example, you know that there was a people called Thamud. And you know that they made houses in the mountains, actually sandstone mountains. And you know that they were in Al-Hijr. And Al-Hijr is today what is called Madain Salih. It's a city to the north of Medina. And they made similar houses to that in Petra. And they made similar houses to that in Al-Aqaba. And these people truly existed. And these people also wrote about themselves in a script that we think we can almost read. It's called Thamudic. And they call themselves Thamud. They call themselves Sharikat Thamud. And we get the word Saracen from that word. Saracen, which is a word that people used to use for Arabs. They would use Moor for Berbers. So we have the Saracens and the Moors in Spain. The Saracens were the Arabs, and the Moors were the Berbers. But the word Saracen actually comes from Thamud, from the Greeks. Very, very interesting. And Thamudic is also an amazing language. So why don't we study that a little bit better? Why don't we look at that in a little bit more depth? Why is that neglected in studies? And we have rock paintings in the Arabian desert. Rock paintings of camels and of ostriches and of men and women and things like that. That if you found these rock paintings in the Sahara Desert, they would be said to be, 7,000 BC. Okay, that's a long time ago. And that is the beginning of the New Stone Age, according to the way that most people in history date it. That's a long time ago. And if you were to compare the rock paintings of the Sahara Desert with those that you can find in Arabia today, and they're all over the place, they will say, no, not 7,000 BC. Let's say 500. Like, give me a break, okay? Let's have a good deal. Let's have a good deal. I mean, like, if you don't want to give me the full 7,000, then why don't you give me 3,500? Okay, you don't want to go to 7,000 BC? I'll take 3,500. I'll settle for that. They won't do that. They won't give you 3,500. They won't give you 2,000. They won't give you 1,500. Why? because if they do that, they have to rewrite all the books. Because all the books that are written right now, they will say that who developed writing? Phoenicians. When would that be? 1200 BC. So if you date Thamudic, which is clearly related to Phoenician and to Ethiopic and to Hebrew and to other scripts and Greek and Latin, then you blew the boat out of the water. It means the Phoenicians did not develop writing, and other people did. And who were they? They were actually Thamud, that people we didn't believe in who are mentioned in the Quran. It's like this. They don't like to do things like that. Okay, so